that is the River Ridge High School team. It was actually the River Ridge High School team that asked me to shoutcast this game, so best of luck to them. And we are straight into the picks and bans. Do have rank so I can get to gold.
I'm really excited to see this because we've been playing a lot of custom games, just grabbing people from here and there. But these are two teams that have worked together for a long time. They're probably using voice communication that have some synergy, that have some experience together. And being able to cast a game like that, I am really excited for. So a couple bans coming out from each side already. Gnar, Nami, Morgana. These are not the most typical bans. Morgana is. But maybe some of these are targeted because they've had some time to research each other and know what they play.
Or they're targeted specifically for player teams that they don't like playing against. Say that the play style of Team RRHS doesn't like the assassination of Kazakhs. They're going to take him out. They simply know that they play poorly against Kazakhs, and that's just not how they do it together. They don't work well together with that. I apologize for the people that are regulars on my stream for my little bit of a strange voice. I have been sick all weekend long with a cold, so my nose is still slightly congested. But we also see a Lucian ban, which is very interesting because usually it's a Tristana ADC ban, and instead now it's a Lucian ban. I know the Lucian is extremely powerful. I myself love him, especially his relentless pursuit of the chases or running away. But Tristana has, I think, a little bit better of a job with that because her jump is so much further. She can jump over practically any wall in League of Legends as long as you do it correctly. The thing is, though, with her, it takes her a minute. The instant lock-in from Lion Fury on this Rammus.
Yep. So Rammus has been a champion that's being picked up everywhere, like mostly in the higher divisions, but I've seen it down in gold and silver and down there as well. He's a champion that's fallen out of favor for a long time. Not much has changed, but he's suddenly being picked up again. Maybe he fits into this meta a little better, but not much of his skill set has changed, so...
The thing I like about Rammus is that no matter what level he's at, it's almost always a guaranteed kill if he can get his taunt on an enemy. Levels 1 through, well, I guess it's really just the laning phase with a Rammus is so strong, especially with a Rammus that takes flash, because he starts to powerball. He powerballs in from any bush on the map towards a lane. Once he gets there, he can flash over all of the minions and instantly run into the enemy champion and then taunt them. From there, as long as the person who's laning in that lane has some kind of damage and can finish the enemy person off, they're either going to get a kill or they're going to get a guaranteed flash, which then means that lane will do well. It's towards the late game that things start to get iffy. I know that he has immense power with the Tremors, his ultimate, doing a lot of AoE damage, as well as if he can get the taunt onto the right person, it will still be very effective. But if there's any kind of spell shield, or what I ran into earlier in a solo queue game, was that I was playing as Rammus against a team that had a Mundo. Their Mundo was so big, he would literally run himself into the Powerball every time, and essentially just manhandle myself away from his ADC, from the AP, basically say, no, Rammus, you can't get anywhere near my... You're just not going to get it. Go ahead and just walk away, because you're not going to taunt anyone, you're not going to Powerball anyone, your Tremors may do a little bit of damage to me, but I'm Mundo, I'll just soak it up.
Yeah, quite right there. We see a Ryze and a Lee Sin coming in for the blue team here. Checkmate, our analyst, actually predicted the Ryze there in the chat. He says Thresh first pick was somewhat suspect, and Ryze was up, and then he locked him in a few seconds later, so goodbye him. Lee Sin coming out as well, as I said, and there's the Tristana and Orianna to round out this comp, so everything is looking good for both teams.
What I actually want to take a little bit of a note here is that RRHS is playing a very similar team composition if you think to Royal Club in the Worlds. They have the Orianna, they went with the Tristana Rammus, and normally, even though they lost with the Tristana, Janna, Orianna kind of a composition so far, but the game that they won against Samsung White that had done so well in the series was with a Rammus. So the game that they won with that Rammus, can RRHS play to the strength with that Rammus? And he's taking teleport as well. Well, he may be trading. He may be trading. I don't know. It'd be interesting. Oh, they're trolling. Okay, I see.
Oh, the revive teleport on everyone.
No, right. Here's the thing, and this is actually not even a troll pick here. Is they take revive teleport because what it does is it hides their spells, their kind of
you're right. You're right.
from the enemy team. At the last second, they switch over to the right thing because if they Teemo pick, Teemo hat, woo! If they go with the normal thing, say a Lee Sin can go mid lane, Lee Sin can go jungle, Lee Sin can go top lane. There's a lot of options out there available to him. So if he goes with that teleport, revive combination of spells, you really don't know where he's going to go until the last second when he switches it over, and now you know what lane he's locked in to be. So it is a thing we see every now and then, but everyone's kind of switching already back to their original things and just kind of having fun with us as the shoutcaster. So a lot of support in my chat for River Ridge to win. We'll see if it happens. They are playing against the very strong Master and Diamond tier blue team TWHS, Thompson Wooten High School, but they have a really powerful composition. I'm not sure about the Lulu pick. What do you think about that?
I think it that determines that they're going all in on the protect the carry comp, because that's what they have. Rammus for the disengage, to scare them off, to zone them, to land the puncturing taunt. Janna, the queen of disengage, everyone calls her, with the shields, with the monsoon, the tornado to keep everyone back. We have Orianna, who can put her command protect on Tristana, and the wild growth from Lulu along with the shield. So they are all in on Tristana.
However,
now,
will it be enough? Because with the Rise, with the Prison, the Rune Prison, as well as a Thresh with so much CC, the power poke from Jace, Shock Blast or Shockwave, and then Lee Sin being able to chase in, I honestly don't know if it's going to be enough. They're going with the Protect Tristana Orianna composition, but I don't know if it's going to be quite there, because there's so much chase potential. When Rise uses his ultimate, he has so much move speed in addition that he could essentially just walk flash through the entire enemy team and jump directly on that Tristana. Once Tristana is down, everything that RRHS has is kind of useless. You know, I don't think they have enough there. So we'll see if they can finish off this, protect the Tristana. We'll see if they can play to the strength of that. And in the meantime, let's go ahead and run through all the champions and their players real fast to make sure we get that in, as these games will be on YouTube for your watching later enjoyment. Go ahead.
That's right. So on the blue team, we have Dustcloud in the top lane, playing that Rise. We have Quirk on Thresh, playing the support role. We have White playing Caitlyn as the marksman. K3 Soju playing Jace in that mid lane. And Tax, I'm going to call him Tax, playing Lee Sin in the jungle.
For the team RRHS, we've got Lion Fury playing the Rammus in the jungle. Houndschell, it's like almost Hound, but not. Houndschell playing the Janna support in the bottom lane. Phoenix playing the Tristana ADC in the bottom lane. Actives playing Orianna in the mid lane, and Korean Charizard playing Lulu in the top lane. Thank you, Korean Charizard, for an actual normal name.
For an easy name to pronounce.
To say. Lion Fury's not so bad, but Houndshell, Phoenix, Acteus. Okay, now that I've said it a couple times, Acteus, it's not too bad. But the first time, Acteus, maybe Acteus. First time saying it's just bleh, bleh.
All right, I'm going to go over my thoughts on the blue team
Go
here.
ahead.
All right, so what they have is, as been mentioned in the chat, they have a very strong siege comp. They have a lot of poke, they have a lot of early game pressure, but they are going to fall off. This is an LCS team. This is the team that is very decisive, that wants to go get some early kills, take some early objectives, and put the game 100% in their favor by the mid game. They need to be very strong and be pushing for the win by the mid game. If they don't do that, the purple team here can come back. They have the late game Tristan, they have the late game Orianna, all with a good amount of wave clear. They have the shields, they have the great team fight. So if blue team doesn't secure their lead early, then I believe purple team will outscale them. They have the potential to go on the offensive, to take down these towers, to increase the gold lead, to just set up for their early win. But if they don't get it, I think purple team will outscale them.
Yeah, I think we'll see how it goes. Again, somebody in my chat noted very clearly that blue team has a very, very strong siege composition. Jace, Caitlyn had just so much damage from a distance, and they have such powerful wave clear between the Lee Sin and the Rise that holding a tower is not going to be a problem, and sieging a tower is not going to be a problem. It's the team fights where they will have a problem. So if blue team, red team, RRHS decides to go all in, if they are either an all-in team or a all-out team, and they really need to decide that immediately, because if they make a mistake, things are going to look very, very bad for them. I'm switching over my teams now. We have Team Thomas Wooten High School. versus River Ridge High School playing against each other. So, beautiful skins here. Championship Thresh, love that. I wish I had it. I think he is available to buy right now, so I might have to go to get some RP to be able to pick that one up. Arctic Warfare Caitlyn, have that one as well, but I don't have Pool Party Lee Sin, Firefighter Tristana, TPA Orianna, and Dragon Trainer Lulu. I gotta say, I was a little disappointed by the in-game graphics of the Dragon Trainer Lulu. However, her splash art is absolutely gorgeous. There's no doubt about it. That is so, so awesome. However, her Winter Wonderland, both in-game and splash art, is so adorable. Like, I saw that, and I didn't have quite enough money to buy RP at the time. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to make enough money to be able to buy RP, to be able to buy this.
Yeah, I think that skin is fantastic. I love all the winter skins. The ice skins, the frost skins, Chrono Frost. I like the icy theme, so that skin was an insta buy for me.
Team Thomas Wooten High School. I feel like I just changed the team names. Am I correct about that?
Alright, so here we are getting into the game. Ramus talking in the all chat. Let's get all these icons lined up here on the scoreboard so we can compare CS and all of that good stuff. And I think we are good. So we see a lot of members rotating down that bot side, might be looking for an invade, might be looking for a defend. I think they're just going to sit back, take their own buffs. They don't have the forward position. Red team here, Team River Ridge, has full vision of this river. If anyone wants to come in for an invade, they're going to know.
No moving here. A lot of wards down already, which is absolutely love to see. You want to see all of those wards. You're going to keep vision for the enemy team. I'm actually just getting around to moving everyone in the correct positions. It is yet again a Jace in the mid lane. We saw him picked up a lot in Worlds for the mid lane. He is an AD champion. He's kind of breaking the meta a little bit here since he was played so much top lane when he first came out. He was kind of a top lane champion. But now he's playing AD in the mid lane, and I think it's mostly due to the fact of that insane reaching poke. That Shock Blast is so good at not only wave clear, but poking the enemy champion underneath their tower, that he either can poke somebody out from the mid lane, or then leap in and actually finish them off before flashing out himself. So
that's right.
Very interesting. A lot of these champions were played in the Worlds, and I love to see them coming in now.
Now, I actually feel Jace is stronger as a mid laner, because what he lacks is a form of sustain, which is definitely essential for top lane. So yeah, no shields, no sustain. So this is where he's best suited, I feel. With the burst, the all in, he's a caster.
Yeah.
So see them.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. I was gonna say, as Checkmate pointed out on my side, is that blue team Thompson Wooten High School is at a 28-minute team. They either are going to win in those first 28 minutes, or they're going to lose. I don't know if I completely agree with that or not, because they have the late game rise, as well as I feel from the games that I've played that a late game Caitlyn actually overpowers a late game Tristana. But we'll see. Ooh, a little bit of damage here. Tax finding Lion Fury in the jungle. However, Lion Fury does have both his buffs already, and Tax doesn't. Both of them very low health, but Lee Sin may come out. There's the flash from Lion Fury, the follow flash from Tax, and First Blood going to go to Lee Sin, followed up shortly afterwards by Thresh, picking up the kill on Janna in that bottom lane. Houndshell going down, and now another fight up here. Challenge Charizard using the shield. There's a flash from Dustchild trying to overpower, and there's a flash as well. Sorry about that. The flash from Korean Charizard now making his way underneath the tower. That did save him. Jace actually went all the way up there from the mid lane, giving a lot of free farm over to Actius in the mid lane on the Orianna, but wasn't able to help out finish off that Lulu. So low health. Will she stay or will she back?
I'm not sure. It looks like she is going to stick around. She's got the health potions chugging, but that was some fantastic work by the blue team. Thomas S. Wilton there, picking up the 2-0 lead over their rivals, River Ridge. So they're going to head back, pick up some big items off of that one. It's Thresh did get the kill in the bottom lane, so that's not huge. That's probably the best case for River Ridge there. Janna taking a lot of poke. That death sentence landing there from Thresh, from Quirk. Caitlyn and Thresh, such a good zone lane. They're zoning them back, just poking them, and they cannot get close. So right now they're keeping them under the tower, just throwing out the Piltover Peacemakers, keeping them at bay. Lulu taking a ton of harass though.
Yeah,
Rise.
back in that top lane. She stuck around to clear the ward, and by the time she was clearing the ward, the minions were already there, Ryze pushing that, so she decided to stick around for the minion wave. You can see her every now and then she starts to recall and then decides to stay back. Kuchu going in onto Actius, knocking down very low health, down to 200 health there. Is going to back off for the moment. What she doesn't know is that Lee Sin is right around the corner. I think he's actually waiting in that Wraith bush for an opportunity to jump with that Sonic Wave over the wall. Not going to find it though, so he is going to back off. There's actually a ping from Red Team saying, hey, we know you're there. Oh, Green Charizard, what
we can't do it!
To live! Ryze underneath the tower, backs off, no minions to support him. He's going to be low health, but he's going to stick around while Lulu decides to finally recall with less than 100 health. Is like, you know what, I quit. I'm gone, I'll leave. Okay, you got me. I'm leaving.
Alright, so blue team in definite control of this bottom lane here. Lulu teleporting back up to the top lane, but a gank here from Rammus in the middle of the lane. Jace is going to have to flash out of that one. But Rammus is substantially behind right now, and I really like what Lee Sin has been doing. Lee Sin realizes, okay, I am a very strong early game jungler, and Rammus is not. So I'm going to be in there, I'm going to be clearing out his camps, and that's what he's been doing for the past 2 minutes. He's been clearing out Rammus's whole top side jungle. So Rammus is just getting further and further behind. We see 18 CS to 10, plus a kill on Lee Sin's side, so he's very ahead, and he's just sitting Rammus further behind. Again, this is all about the early to mid game for the blue team, for Thomas S. Woolton. This is where they need to take the lead, and it looks like they're doing it so far.
Yeah, they're doing it very, very well. However, again, what I said at the beginning of the game was that if RRS actually gets the team fights that they're looking for, that's where they have true potential. The taunt from Rammus is not going to be effective unless they're in kind of a 2v2, 3v3, 4v4 situation. The AoE from Lulu's Glitter Lance, as well as the Janus Shield's Monsoon, her disengage potential, that's all going to become super effective in team fights. So the laning phase is going to be very, very difficult for them. They really need to focus on getting a tower down, to then getting Dragon, forcing blue team to have to respond. They should, honestly, I think, they should bait out this Dragon if they're not too far ahead. Oh, that death sentence though, onto Tristan, she's going to jump off to the side. Nice rocket jump keeps her alive for the moment. If Caitlyn had followed up on that, there would have been a lot of damage to Tristana. However, Caitlyn already ahead in CS by 30 CS is looking to just continue to extend it more.
Yeah,
I didn't even realize that. 30 CS ahead of
At only
Tristana.
6.5 minutes in, that is huge. Ryze does have his ultimate up now, so he's going in, getting the extra movement speed, getting the heals off as well. Rune Prison going to take her down. Ryze, a late game champion, taking a substantial lead here. Rammus coming in though, again, only level 4, trying to tackle this 2v1. Orianna coming in as well. Command Shockwave lands on them both, taking them both out. Rammus is so low. Will the Shock Blast take him down? Lee Sin safeguards. The exhaust goes down, misses the Q, but the E is going to take him down. They're going to get out of there. And another kill for blue team here.
I think it's going to be another here in a moment with Houndshell. Very low health, was hooked by Thresh. However, Caitlyn a little bit slow to respond. White really taking his time with those CS, not really interested too much in kills, simply looking to extend their lead. Kills do help, but Janna already down a death. Oh, I've got her in the wrong position. Why is she a top laner? She's not. She is support. That's what she's around there. Already with a death is not going to be really too much effective, where instead if you push the minion wave, force her to back, she loses even more experience, and then you can continue to harass the tower. So, I don't know, I kind of like that. But it's going to be a 4-man gank down here. Ace in the hole coming out. Phoenix jumping and flashing to the side. Can Lee Sin chase and follow? Doesn't look like they want it. They're instead going to pick off this tower and take it. So, honestly, at the moment, TSHS is fully in the lead of this game. Not only 3k gold in the lead, tower down as well. They can probably take Dragon, no problem.
Yeah, these translations from blue team are just fantastic. The amount of teamwork they have, focusing these big objectives, realizing what they need to take, when, and pressuring them decisively. What they're doing is fantastic, and at this rate, they're looking to take this game.
Honestly, I think the only difference between these two, or the only player on RRHS's side that's doing really, really well is that Orianna in the mid lane, and she's about to be down on farm. There we go, Jace just tied it up. Even the supports, though, you could say that Thresh is a little bit better than Janna with that single minion, but he actually has a kill underneath his belt as well. So the gold is just completely in the hands of TWHS, and just continuing translations, not transitions. Thank you, Ciro, for that. He was saying that you said instead of transitions, transitions from team fights, you said translations.
No, I meant translations. That's a translation is when something moves from one place to another. A rotation is when you're all like orbiting around an objective like Dragon, but translation is moving from the mid lane to the bottom lane.
Translation or transition? Anyway, in the
Translation,
meantime, we'll argue
yes.
grammar later. Flash from Lee Sin, keeping himself alive for the moment. Lion Fury continuing to try to chase in. Ace in the hole from White. Gonna do a lot of damage. Rammus doesn't have the armor on just yet. Korean Charizard actually.
Wow.
Now, White very low. How there's the tornado from Janna. Lion Fury super tanky with the wild growth. Jumping in here. Now he's gonna powerball in. A knockback from Lee Sin's Dragon Rage. That means you cannot engage. The flash from Dust Cloud. That's gonna be a Rune Prison onto Axis. Will it be enough damage? Red team so quickly trying to back out. Tax throwing another Sonic Wave. Will he chase in on it or will he not? Looks like he's not going to. He's going to back off from that one. Dust Cloud taking a little bit of damage from the tower. So that was first kill over for Red Team. They finally picked up a kill and didn't lose anyone in the process, but a lot of members very low health. They're going to have to defend this tower very well to stop Blue Team from getting it.
Yeah, so as you said, Red Team picks up the first kill there, but as we discussed earlier, this is the Blue Team's time to take the game, but Red Team also knows, okay, we're weak in the early game. We have to stall this out. We have to make it through. Obviously, we're not doing the best job stalling it out, but this is not where we shine. We need to wait this out. We need to make sure they don't get any more towers, don't get any inhibs, and just play where your team comp is the strongest, and they have the Protect the Tristana comp. They need to put that to good use, and just waiting it out, stalling it out is how they're going to do that. Rune Prison lands onto Rammus from Rise there. He is quite tanky. Are they going to take him down? Death Sentence lands onto Tristana. That's one. They're still chasing onto Rammus. He's not going to make it out of there. He gets taken down as well. 2 more kills for the Blue Team, for Thomas S. Woolton. That is hard to say. I need to start using the acronym there.
That was probably the worst positioning for Red Team there, in that Thresh was just over the wall through the death sentence, and it almost landed on Rammus, which would have been fine. They could sacrifice the jungle Rammus for keeping Phoenix alive on that Tristana. But no, Pixels move over, and Tristana is the one that's hooked, and she is instantly nuked down. Another thing that I liked that Thomas S. Wooten is doing is that they had Rise, even though 4-man at Dragon, they had Rise actually sitting in the bush. You can see the blue ward there right by the red team's blue buff. He was sitting in there, not only just waiting and kind of protecting Dragon, but also keeping an eye out because he does so much damage early game. He already not only has Rod of Ages, but the Tear of the Goddess built already, so much mana, 1 kill, 2 assists. He's going to do a lot of hurt to the enemy team. So he was sitting there waiting to see if he could pick somebody off as well as protecting Dragon. So there's such high level of play coming out here from Thomas Wooten. But can RRHS respond in time? They're not doing too terribly. They're down by about 5k, 6k gold here. It can be turned around again with the team fight, which is what they're looking for. But they don't even have anybody here to defend this mid lane.
Yeah, it looks like this tower may be taken down. Rammus coming in from the side. I don't think this is why he's going in on this. I think he realizes that now. Backs out of that with the command protect. Looking at the items, though, this is just so much in Thomas S. Woolton's favor. Look at Tristana. She is about 500 gold short of her BF sword, whereas Caitlyn has her Infinity Edge. She just needs to go back and get it. A lot of damage coming out from Rise in that top lane there. Popping that ultimate since it's on such a short cooldown. The great AoE damage bouncing off the minions, healing him up and taking her down. Rammus looks like he might be caught out again. Command Shockwave does go out, but he steps on the Yordle Snap Trap. He's going to be taken down. A 3rd kill for Caitlyn, killing spree for her. And I imagine she's going to go back, pick up her big items now. Still sieging in the bot lane as well. Blue Team is just playing to their team's strengths and doing it perfectly.
The sieging power of Blue Team so incredibly strong. Jace continuing to throw out those shock blasts on that bottom lane. Rise in that top lane, continuing to bully this Lulu out. Korean Charizard down to about 1/3 health there. Caitlyn sticking around the mid lane. She's like, you know what? I'll get my items later. I've got more minions to kill. Just so strong. 3-0-2. Only one person has died on Thomas Wooten's team side yet. He's going to go underneath the tower. Dust Cloud tanks a couple of shots before backing off Wild Growth onto Lulu as well, just to keep herself up. But I don't think it's going to last too long. She's going to eventually have to back, and that tower is eventually going to go down.
I just noticed I've actually been putting an L in Wooten. I keep saying Woolton, and that's so hard to say. It's stress on the mouth, but now that I know, we see a 3-man dive in the top lane here. This tower just going to, no, they're just going to ignore the tower, try to take her down. Tower still beating away on Thresh, but she gets down. Dragon's Rage going to take the kill. They're going to take this tower. More gold in blue team's pockets here. And I don't know if there's much. I don't know if there's much RRHS can do.
And that's where you would think that Lion Fury coming around the sidelines, but White has so much damage, and now K3Oju, he's gonna flash in, go right underneath the tower, looking for the Orianna down to have help here. He's gonna try to finish off the tower. One shot left, but White does take it down. Probably wouldn't. Flashes off to the side, trying to grab the lantern, but HSL standing on top of it says no. But that means that Caitlyn actually lives, and there's that teleport in. Rise being able to help out. Lion Fury, the shield, command protecting alive for the moment. He is gonna go down. Rise finally picks that one up, and Lee Sin gonna find Janet, who's just been trying to zone the rest of the blue team off here. Can Quirrent go down? The chase is on. Phoenix running in here. There's that death sentence. Solo helps. She flashes back. The lantern is down as well. A dark passage. Lisa tries to go in, but that is going to be maybe his death. Flash jumping to Caitlyn, and they live. So much movement between these two teams back and forth. They all have such high movements. It's ridiculous.
That was very, very overzealous by Jace there. Caitlyn went in to take down the tower to at least get something out of it, but she got taken down as well. If that's the fight that RRHS needed to put a little extra gold in their pockets to help them build the items they need to win this, then if they manage to start climbing back off of that, this game is going to be fantastic. I don't think they should have fought that. Obviously, they came out a little behind, giving them room to climb back in, getting those shutdowns as well. But
they chased pretty hard there. They do have two pink wards in those bushes. Jace should be able to find one here in a moment. But the fact that Lion Fury, as the tanky member of the team, that Rammus having so difficult of a time actually getting into the game and just not able to tank. He gets taken out so quickly that you saw there the Orianna Command and Protect went on to Rammus, the tanky member, not onto Tristana, the one that they really want to focus that on. Now Tristana did live through that last fight, but that was only because blue team was so low health that they were forced to back off. And I don't know. It's gonna be hard. Korean Charizard should go down here just a second. So much CC again. Not even worried about the tower. That's just damage, and they should be able to pick up this tower. I was going to comment earlier on, not only do they get towers and kills like this in the top lane, but they also got towers in the bottom lane. There's no death sentence on action.
Wow.
It might be blown up. Flashes to live, Rise flashes to follow, and that is going to be another member down. There's Rammus coming in. He taunted the wrong member. Taunted the Thresh instead of the Jace. Jace may be able to get it out. Janet with the Tornado, but she does not have any damage. No chance to be able to get Dust Cloud, and actually helps him get away with the Monsoon. I think she was trying to knock him into her team, but he just moved too quickly. And see, again, what I was commenting about, there's all that fighting going on in the top lane, and Caitlyn pushing in the bottom lane. They constantly have one member who's continuing to not only very quickly wave clear, but also push on some of their side. Every single member, other than you could even say Thresh, potentially, has such strong wave clear on blue team's side. They don't even need to have a full 5v5 team fight.
That's right. We see a lot of wards from RRH's side, but the thing is, they're not exactly in the right place. That whole fight took place in the top jungle, and they have what, 5-6 wards in the bottom jungle? But they're not being put to the correct use. Had they had those wards up there, Lulu wouldn't have been caught out. Lee Sin with the little bit of a flashy play there, recalling before following with the resonating strike. But as I was saying, if they get these wards down in the correct position, they need to look at this game as they need to see their objective at the end, their goal, and start taking the steps to work towards that. And their objective is, we need to stall this out. We need to wait till Tristana and Orianna get their big items. We need to not lose any more towers, not lose any more inhibs, not get caught out. We need to stall. In order to do that, we need all the wards down.
Yeah, the wardage is good. They have a lot of wards around Dragon, but that's the wrong place to have it. Is that Byron. But I was going to say really fast that they did do that in the top lane. Yes, they lost Lulu, but they actually managed to get everyone else out of it alive and save the top tower. So they are slowly but surely coming back. And you guys see, Orianna's got some good damage, knocking Caitlyn down to about half health here. Lion Fury, though, maybe going out. Solo, how can he live through it? Nice taunt means Jason's going to go out, and now the chase is on as well. Actius coming in. No! Red team's going to back off. Says, no, we got one member. We lost one member. Let's back off. They could find Lee Sin here and finish him off. Tax just going to run away. Oh, Tristana's going to jump in. Phoenix jumping in here, doing so little damage, but that Buster Shot's going to knock him back. He leaps over the wall to the Wolves. Solo help there. Lulu picks up that one. Will they continue to
And
engage?
this is not what Thomas S. Wooten wants to do. They're trading 1 for 1. Red Team RRHS is getting more and more kills. They are not closing out this game. Blue Team needs to close this out, or they're going to get outscaled. They're going to lose. Great Rune Prison from Rise there, but the Wild Growth showing its strengths. Jonna trying to disengage there. Ace in the hole coming out, going to get. Doesn't even get blocked, but not enough to take him down. Ram is coming in as well, trying to land a puncturing taunt onto Caitlyn. He's getting those tanky items. He is absorbing quite a lot. But here comes Jace. Command Shockwave lands onto one member. Are they going to be able to disengage this? They have a lot of movement speed. They might be able to chase this. One gets taken down. There's a flash death sentence from Thresh. Not going to land on anyone. Red Team is just disengaging. They're going to heal up and remobilize to help defend that middle inhib tower there.
Yeah, hopefully they can get there in time, and it'll be hard to tell. Looks like Blue Team is not going to go for this mid inhibitor, instead go for Baron. However, Baron is going to take some time, so Red Team does have a little bit of a window here to get all the way back to Baron to defend that once again. They stopped it last time, they stopped it again. Can they stop it again this time? I will say again, Blue Team did not get any towers. They did not get, other than a kill on Rammus, that was about it out of that whole last engage. And Red Team was able to force them off. So Blue Team does pick up Baron, finally get that buff that they're looking for, as well as putting a lot of extra gold in their pocket. Now, what's that, 14k gold in the lead, but Red Team not doing too badly off compared to what they were doing at the beginning of the game, and they've been able to hold their own in these last couple of team fights, and that is a very, very good thing. I was going to comment on the Tristana jump, though. Tristana, when she jumps, her character location stays on the ground, so she actually tried to jump beside the Janna to block the ace in the hole. Now, it didn't quite work, but I've never seen a Tristana do that before, is make use of the fact that her character stays on the ground to block the ace in the hole from Caitlyn. Flash from Blind Fury means that he lives. That death sentence would have grabbed him and probably would have been his death. So nice job from there. And now both teams fighting for wards in the jungle.
That's right, good wards going down on each side. Will someone get cut out? Blind Fury gets taken down. This is a 5v4. He needs to get an inhib right there. Ace in the hole and the Flash Rune Prison come out. Command Shockwave just lands onto Thresh there. Everyone's getting taken down from all angles. Tristana manages to jump out from the other side, but the Sonic Wave lands on him. Dragon Strike takes her down, and that was a 4 for nothing in favor of Blue Team here. So they're going to get an inhib off of this. Actually, they have no minions. They're going to have to go push the mid lane again, but they're definitely putting this Baron to great use. A great team fight from them there.
Yeah, the thing about Blue Team was that I don't know why Red Team decided to fight in the jungle. They should have, as soon as they saw Blue Team entering the jungle, put down a couple wards and then back off. Go back to defending the towers, go back to playing the defensive safe game. Because they completely lost that. The chase potential
right there
was so
was when
strong.
they needed the fight.
Blind Fury down, instantly gone, solo out, being able to take out just not tanky at all. And now it's going to be inhibitor down as well. So RRHS is doing so poorly. Oh, Finnick leaping off to the side. Will he be able to live? I think the Rune Prison actually followed her, but she also flashed to be able to stay alive and get onto that base. But now it's going to be a tower going down here, as TW might be able to finish it off. Thomas Wooten in high school might be able to finish this game off. Blue Team coming here, ace in the hole as well from White. Can they take out any more members? They're simply looking for a couple extra kills while waiting for the minion wave to finally reach here. It is slowly crawling its way up towards the mid lane. Red Team might be able to grab some kills.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, White crit shot, too strong. Coming here, flashing underneath the tower for 90 caliber, netting off to the side. She gets the kill. What even? Flashes to get a last auto, and then 90 caliber net with Piltover Peacemaker takes down the Lulu. And that's going to be another tower down, as well as the Nexus. Game over to Thomas Wooten, as River Ridge tried so hard, but it was so strongly in the advantage of Thomas Wooten. There really wasn't too much that River Ridge was able to put out there. I don't know.
Yeah, Thomas Wooten set out their team comp. They knew their objective. They knew what they had to do. They said, you know what, guys? We have an early game comp. We need to take these objectives early and win this early, and that is exactly what they did. Used their team comp perfectly and ended up taking a nice clean win, 22-5, 47,000 gold to 25.5. So I'm not even going to do the math right now. Someone in the chat can do it. Never do math on air. That is the one thing I've learned.
That was the best of 3. Sweet. Sweet, that's what I was hoping for. I was hoping that it wouldn't just be a single game. It is going to be a best of 3, so we're going to wait for an invite into the second game. But White, 6-0-7, never died in the game, and had the most number of kills, and tied for second most assists. Only Thresh being the support coming out a little bit higher. That is huge. If that says anything to me as somebody on River Ridge, that means that next game, I am only focusing White as a jungler. That's all I'm doing, is I'm going to find White as the jungler, whatever jungler I pick. I'm going to find White and kill her as many times as possible. Now, the other lanes obviously did well as well. Lee Sin, 5-1 in the jungle. Jace, 5-2 in the mid lane. Ryze, 5-1 in the top lane. Did well. But that Caitlyn is so scary. I would make sure that she got shut down so hard in this next game. But when a team does so well like that across the board, it's really hard to